Hello, my amazing artists. Welcome back. This week we're working on Lisa Congdon flowers. These flowers from this wonderful, famous illustrator are so fun and colorful and kind of remind me of that folk art fox, where her patterns and layers and designs really jump out at you. So what we're going to start out doing is adding some stems to all of these random shapes that Miss Hitton has drawn for you. You want to get out the sheet like this that has all these different circles and half circle shapes on it. It was included in your packet. And the first thing we're going to do is start adding stems to our flowers. I want to start at the bottom and then work my way up, okay? So let's just start by making nice, thick, there you go. Nice thick stems for your flowers. I'm going to make them with 2 lines rather than just 1. And if it's a bigger flower, you can make it an even bigger stem, okay? So I like to add stems to almost all of my flowers. Some of them aren't going to touch the bottom. And they look like they're kind of floating like they do in her artwork. You see where this stem right here is? It doesn't really go all the way to the bottom, and that is totally fine. But some of them run into other shapes, so you kind of have to skip over the other circle and bring your line down to wherever you want it to stop. So if you want it to go clear to the bottom, you can, or you can stop short. So I'm just adding my parallel vertical lines. Now this is a huge flower, but I'm not going to add a stem to it because right here, the bigger flowers that she had have lots of patterns and designs in them, and they don't really need to have a stem. The same way with this one. I like this guy over here, but I don't think he needs to have a very long stem. And then I'll make this one a little bit bigger and longer. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit to that guy. Okay, so now that we've added basically either short rectangles or long rectangles to all of the shapes that you want, and you don't have to do it just like I did, you can do this however you want. We're going to add in some patterns and designs. Remember this from our folk art lesson where you can add different patterns and things to your fox when we were working on that? I'm going to use the same idea again in my Lisa Congdon flowers. She uses lots of pattern and basic shapes. She usually uses what's called printmaking, where she will stamp on paint onto her flower all the way around to create these textures and things. Since we don't have that opportunity right now, I'm just going to add in my patterns with this sheet as kind of my guide. So I think I'm going to just spruce these up, adding some curve lines. I'm going to put some dots in there, maybe adding just some gentle curved lines, and then I will do circles over this. If you want to color those circles in, you can. They can either be black or you can leave them white. The other thing to notice is she always adds leaves to her flowers, and she just draws in the details. So you want to add in those details to your leaves. And they don't have to be the same shape or the same size. Variety is good in your artwork. It really makes people wonder what you were thinking, and, you know, gives them something interesting to look at. So I think I'm going to go through and add all of my leaf shapes first, just so I don't forget to get those in. Some of them don't have room for more than one. That's okay. They can be curved. They can be pointy. There's so many different ways to draw a leaf. And now that spring is coming, you could probably go outside and see some of those leaves up close and personal. Since we're all just coming back from spring break, it should be nice and warm out. I'm gonna make this one really big because it's a big flower. Like that. I'm gonna get this guy a couple right one on top of the other. Just like so. All right, couple more to go here. And I make these veins just like with a little V shape, so it's super easy to do that. Or a little U shape like I just did there. Totally fine. All right, now all of my flowers that I want to have leaves have them. Now for these two, since they don't have leaves, I like how Lisa kind of takes this leaf vine shape and kind of wraps it around it. So I'm going to kind of run that right here in the middle. Let's see, kind of go like that. So kind of made a J shape. And I'm going to start up here, and I'm just going to add in these little leaves and space them out just a tiny bit. All right, there you have that. That looks pretty cool to me. All right, now we get to add in some patterns and designs into our actual flowers. So I want to think about how that's going to look. So first I'm going to start off kind of creating this flower right here in the example picture. And I'm just going to draw little lines that kind of curve all the way around this flower. I really like the way that looks and how she's done that. If you guys want to do this first part in pencil before you start coloring and adding other details, that is totally fine. Now I'm going to add in a little dot in between each of these. Because I don't have a thicker marker handy. If I had a thicker marker, I could draw thicker lines in between, and that will give a nice variety of shape. And then I'm going to draw circles in the middle. Just kind of randomly adding about the same size circle. They don't have to be perfect. No one's perfect. All right, so there's one done. Now we get to work on some of the others. So she kind of repeats the same style of patterns in several of her flowers. But if you want to make it different, you can do that too. So I'm going to go back to this and kind of look at like how they did their flowers and what else I could do. Lots of options here. Ooh, I have a good idea. Maybe we draw circles in between the center circle here and the edge of the flower to kind of give it the idea that there are petals to this flower, even though we're just drawing circles. And little dots on the inside. All right. Now I'm going to add some curved shapes here. And maybe, ooh, that was kind of small. Like that. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to do a zigzag. This is harder because you have to do a zigzag in a circle. It's not the easiest thing to do. Like so. Actually, let me draw a circle in here. And then I'm going to do big circles around the edge. So you just want to kind of keep going, thinking of different ideas and patterns and ways that you can make these flowers interesting and full of pattern. So there's so many ways to do it, and they don't have to be super intricate. If this is really hard for you, choose something that's simpler. I drew 2 circles, added dots in the middle, and then drew straight lines in between those 2 circles. That's a super simple way to do that, and I'm going to do it over here too because it's really fun and I like simple. I'm going to draw, okay, so we have our outside circle and then 1, 2 in the middle. I'm going to add 1 more. This is going to be my center where I'm going to put the dots. That's where the seeds go from the flower. And then I'm going to draw straight lines coming out from my first circle to my second one. And now I'm going to skip the third one and then just do it again on the outside section of my flower. All right, I like that a lot. But I'm going to add one more thing, and that is black dots in between those straight lines on that outside circle. Yay! That was a lot of fun. I think I have some room over here. I'm going to add some leaf designs so that this white space isn't so bare over here. I like my artwork to be full and interesting and, you know, where your eye moves all around the page because you don't know where to look first. That is the most fun for me. I'm going to steal this idea right here and put in some circles above this kind of tulip shape. And then I think I'm going to add some circles in the middle there. That looks pretty cool. That was super simple too. All right, let's see if we draw a circle shape here. And then I'm going to draw kind of a big U shape that touches my outside circle and touches the inside circle. Like that. And then add in my dots. All right, we have one little teeny guy left down here. Trying to think what I can do in that small space. I think we're going to do this. I'm going to draw a curve, kind of leaf shape, and then one in the middle, and I'm going to put a couple dots on either side of it. That is all you had to do for this assignment. Please don't forget to put your name, grade, and I didn't leave a space, but add your group letter in there. The final step for this is to color it in. I'm not going to make you guys watch me color all of this in, but I want to see how creative and colorful you can make this. Once you're done drawing in pencil, you can go straight to coloring if you want, but it's always a great idea to take your marker and trace over all of your pencil lines and do a really nice job so that everything kind of stands out. And that's a great time to go in and fill in some of your circles with black so that they really stand out and become an amazing work of art. I hope my fabulous artists are having a wonderful March, and welcome to spring. Enjoy this and make sure you turn it into your homeroom teacher when you are finished. Bye, friends.